Honored guests, city council members, neighbors, and friends, welcome to the First Field Honor Memorial Day Ceremony. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Justin Fisher, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the mayor here. Beginning tonight, we're going to start with the presentation of colors. So please allow me to welcome and introduce Veterans of Foreign War Post 1519 Quartermaster Dennis Strickless. Thank you, Quartermaster. And now might I ask our Novi Scouts to join me up here and request everyone place their hand over their heart as they lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. What an absolutely amazing job. Thank you, Novi Scouts, and one more round of applause for them joining us today. And next we have our very own Novi Choraleers Community Choir. Tonight they'll be singing God Bless America, followed by the United States Armed Forces Medley. Please stand when you hear your military branch anthem, and please join in singing. An amazing job by our Novi choraleers. Thank you as well for joining us. And thank you all who joined in singing too. So good night, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. This evening, we fulfill a promise. Our promise to never forget, our promise to always remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. Those brave men and women who gave their lives to protect the freedoms that we all enjoy every single day. Most of us learned in school about the shot heard round the world that marked the beginning of the American Revolution. But far less often do we pause to think about the individuals behind those moments. The soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and guardians whose lives were forever changed and whose families' hearts carry the burden of their sacrifice. Since the founding of this nation 250 years ago, generation after generation of Americans have answered the call to defend liberty, often at extraordinary personal cost. How fortunate we are to live in a country where freedom is cherished, where democracy endures, and where liberty remains among our highest priorities. Each year, as I reflect on Memorial Day and its origins, I remember that this holiday began not as a remembrance, but also as a reconciliation. Originally known as Decoration Day, one of the first national observances took place in 1868 at Arlington National Cemetery. Flowers were placed on the graves of both Union and Confederate soldiers. In the aftermath of a tremendous loss and division, Americans chose remembrance over resentment and unity over bitterness. That message still speaks powerfully to us today. We again find ourselves living in a time when disagreement and division can too often overshadow what we share in common. Yet Memorial Day reminds us that the freedoms we inherit also carry responsibility to listen to one another, to respect one another, and to preserve the unity that generations before us fought to perfect. As Americans, we may not always speak with one voice, but we remain one people. And one of the greatest strengths of this nation has always been our ability to come together, especially in moments that matter most. Here in Novi, we see that spirit every day. Ours is a community built by people from many backgrounds, many experiences, and many walks of life. Yet together we've created a city that is welcoming, compassionate, and united, a community that reflects the very ideals for which so many have sacrificed. I believe those we honor tonight would be proud to see that spirit alive here in Novi. And tonight we especially remember Novi's own sons and daughters who gave their lives in service to this nation. Scott Dunham, Harry Miller, Craig Reska, Dwayne Dresky, Andrew Becker, Kathleen Ziegler, and Gerald Davis. These brave Americans understood our nation's need to defend freedom, and with the courage and honor, they answered the call of duty. Their sacrifice reminds us that freedom is never guaranteed. It is preserved by ordinary people willing to do extraordinary things for others they may never even meet. And here in Novi, we honor that legacy not only in ceremonies like this, but in the way that we care for one another, support our neighbors, and continue building a community grounded in service, compassion, and respect. That spirit, the spirit of unity and shared responsibility, is what keeps their memory alive. So tonight, as these flags wave across Fuerst Park, may they serve not only as symbols of remembrance, but also as reminders of our responsibility to lead with that kindness, humility, and remain worthy of the sacrifices that were made on our behalf. I'll leave you tonight with the words of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a leader who understood both the cost of war and the value of peace. The things that unite us are far greater than the things that divide us. May we carry that spirit forward, honoring those we remember tonight, not only with our words, but with our actions. Now, if you'll allow me to invite our own very Sergeant McGee of the Novi Police Department for the ceremonial laying of the wreaths, and that will be followed by a rifle salute and playing of taps by our VFW Post 1519.
Attention. Forward. Arms. Ready. Fire! 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 Present. Arms. Order. Arms.
As our formal ceremony comes to a close, I invite you to walk the Trail of Honor and take some time for reflection. While reading about our Novi heroes, let us share gratitude for their service, their sacrifice, and the precious gift they have given with their lives. As a nation, we made a promise to honor our fallen, and we must keep that promise. By renewing our national spirit and sharing stories of the fallen, we continue to honor their memory. I wish you all an enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. Please take time with family and friends to reflect on the true meaning of this holiday and consider joining us Monday at the Memorial Day Parade. I pray that God may bless our fallen heroes and their families. May God bless and protect those who actively serve in our nation's military, and may God grant them a safe return home to their friends and loved ones. And may God continue to bless the city of Novi and the United States of America. Thank you.